Hello guys and welcome back. Today doing another review. It's this time a retro review of Metal Gear Solid Snake. This is a retro review because this figure is from about 2002. I just recently acquired it. It's a figure that I've wanted for a long time. It's just one of those that have escaped me until just recently. This one is made by Yamato, and it was a collection. It was all 4 figures from Solid Snake, Liquid, Meryl, and Sniper Wolf. But this was the main one that I wanted, of course, is Solid Snake. So you notice the box, it's pretty much got that greenish aqua tint that the game kind of had as you played through it. The side of the you get the Solid Snake, Liquid, coming around to the back. Got a really cool artwork of Solid Snake. I'll zoom in on this. If you want to pause it and read, feel free. And there was a nice little read up here for Solid Snake. Oops. So, very cool box art, especially from all the way back in 2002. And again, the other couple of figures that were in the wave, which is Meryl and Sniper Wolf. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this open and give you guys a better look at Metal Gear Solid Snake. Okay, so we got Solid Snake out of package. And pretty cool figure, especially, again, from 2002. Figure's quite old. But it pretty well stands up nicely, even after all this time. Gonna just go ahead and give you a brief look at the whole figure. This is his sneaking suit from Metal Gear Solid. Really nicely done. Give you a full 360. So bringing him back around, the sculpt on the figure is actually pretty nice. Definitely looks quite a bit like Solid Snake from the first game. Technically the third game, but that was my introduction to the series, was Metal Gear Solid, this particular game. And I loved it. The story is just pretty ingenious. The gameplay at the time was pretty revolutionary. So I was really became a big fan of the series, starting with this. And I've always wanted a really good Solid Snake figure, especially in 1/6 scale. As you guys know, it's my preferred scale. So finally got one. Love to see Hot Toys take a crack at it. But till that comes, this figure definitely suits my needs, and I'm happy to display it on my Metal Gear shelf. But the body also used for this figure is really well done. Again, for that time frame, it was pretty articulated, a lot more than you would normally get from most figures in 2002, early 2000s. So I'll give you a quick breakdown of the articulation. Head, up, down. It's got tilt. It's kind of like on a ball joint, left, right. The arms go out, in. There's also a ratchet, if you could hear it. Double jointed elbows. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. There's an ab joint, which is pretty much a mute point, because you get a rubber vest here, which hinders it. But you've got some waist articulation left and right. Make sure you're getting all of this. Hips, up, down, out, in, all the normal joints, double jointed knees, and then you've got ankle up and down and left to right. These are rubber molded boots, so it does hinder the articulation a bit. But all that said, you can get him into some pretty good poses. There is some restrictions, mainly from the vest area, which is hindering it. But aside from that, really good articulation, really cool figure. The actual suit is really nicely done. It's multi-layers. So you've got the sneaking suit, then you've got the cloth underpads for the elbow pads. It's really nice. Then you've got all the accurate straps and belts from the game. Also the protective pads on the knees, underneath the knee pads. And then you've got this cloth holster, which is something you didn't really come across either at this time. So it's pretty authentic looking. That's for his Mark 23 SOTCOM, which I'll show you briefly when it comes to that stage. And then along the back, you've got some of the pouches, which is pretty cool. So really nice recreation of the sneaking suit from Metal Gear Solid. So when you get the figure out of box, the bandana here on the back that you see flowing in the wind is not attached. You got to attach that via tab. And the only other accessory that you actually get is the Mark 23 SOTCOM silenced pistol. Let's give you guys a look at that. The gun is a little bit oversized, but still pretty nice. You can remove the silencer, and you can also remove the laser targeting system, which is all really nice features. There is no removable clip for this, so it's missing that feature. But aside from that, pretty nicely done. Really cool accessory, and that can also fit into the holster itself. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys just a brief comparison from the Yamato Solid Snake to the Hot Toys Big Boss or Naked Snake. Show you those two side by side so you get an idea of scale and, you know, kind of how he fits in. The Hot Toys Big Boss is a fantastic figure. Totally well done. The suit does restrict the articulation, which is probably the only drawback to the figure, but aside from that, it just looks incredible. Just going to show you the whole look. The Yamato figure is, or at least Solid Snake figure, so you can keep track, is a little shorter than the Hot Toys figure. Not by a whole lot, but by a little bit. And you can see the height difference, and you know, up here, and then also where the shoulders lay. So it is a smaller figure by a little bit, but it definitely scales in fairly well. Let's give you a look. Both figures from behind. Pretty cool to have Big Boss and Solid Snake on the shelf. Have them both together. So that's it. That's just a little comparison, so you get an idea of the scale and the height, size of the Yamato versus the Hot Toys. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a little demonstration of, you know, some of the poses that you could accomplish with this figure. As you can see, with double jointed elbows and knees, you can get some pretty cool dynamic poses. Not a great poses. I mean, without ankle pivot and then some of the restrictions in the suit. Obviously, you can't get anything that you'd want, but you still can accomplish some pretty cool poses, like when he kneels to get into his Kodak and talk. So, not too bad looking, I don't think. Pretty cool. The one pose that I'm really missing is the one where he's kind of pulling his gun forward so that you could actually, you know, fully aim it and do a two-hand grip. That's one of the poses I wanted to do on the actual shelf, but the restrictions on the suit, like I can't really bring the arms in as much as I'd like to kind of get that look where he's holding it and pointing it. You can come close, but you really can't quite get there. So it's pretty cool. The articulation is definitely better than I expected it to be, but certainly not as good as it could be like on the newer high-end figures. But it's still a really cool figure. Really dig it. Hope you guys like taking a look at this Metal Gear Solid figure from Yamato. And I believe at the time Kojima also had quite a bit of creative control or direction with the creation of these figures. So it's definitely a collectible. You can find these on eBay on occasion, usually kind of pricey. But definitely worth hunting down and picking up if you're a fan. There's certainly some other companies that are making some Solid Snake figures, like Square Enix and a few others. But nothing in 1/6 scale, so this is it. If you want a 1/6 scale Solid Snake, you could go this route, or there's customs you could do if you're a member on the Sideshow Freaks. You might be able to hunt down some head sculpts and then go from there. But that's it, guys. Hope you like to take a look at this figure, and thanks as always for watching, subscribing, and commenting. Till next time.